everybody, welcome back for another monthly plan with me. We're going to get into the month of May 2026 in just a little bit. First, I wanted to show you how April turned out. This is probably my favorite monthly spread that I've done in a while. I've been using Caress press kits for the last several months and kind of been finding my groove with them. This one I believe is exclusive art to her shop. This was an April monthly kit. I think it's called Honey. There's also like a weekly kit version that I want to get of it because this art is just so darling, especially for the month of April. It could be used in other months as well. I just really love how like balanced everything turned out. That's just kind of how the month played out. There's all sorts of little cat hairs everywhere, of course, because it's my house. But yeah, I really love how this turned out. And of course, it was my kitten Clover's birthday, so I'm glad that it turned out well for her. I also just like how I balanced like the deco all around. Obviously, this week I uploaded no YouTube videos, so that left a lot of open space for deco. But yeah, I'm just really happy with how this turned out. I technically read like 3 books in April. I finished a book, I read a book of poetry, and then I started a travel guide book for a trip that I'm hoping to plan in the mid-near future. So yeah, I haven't printed photos for the last 2 months. I'll get back on track with that. I think once grading is done, because I'm not gonna lie, right now, today, I'm not in the best mood because it's the beginning of May and I teach college and I just have a lot of work ahead of me before this month is over. But I'm taking a little bit of a break to play with some stickers. I might not be super consistent on the YouTube channel in May because of, you know, work, and also I've got stuff going on besides work. So this might go up a little bit late. I'm already filming this like after the month has already started, which is not normally how I like to do monthly plan with me's, but yeah, we're a few days into the month, so we're just gonna deal with it. So I've got another Caress Press monthly kit for May. This is called Secret Garden. This is, I think, the newest format of her monthly kits because she doesn't have the full boxes on this page. Instead, she has an extra color, except in this case, it's just extra labels with the same colors. I prefer having the full boxes on this page, but that's me. So that's deco, date dots, and extra labels. This is the decorative bars, the other decorative bar, and your pattern boxes and labels. And then I love the colors in this kit so much, and I love this butterfly pattern. This is just very, if I'm gonna have a pink and green kit, this is how I like to have a pink and green kit. But yeah, I have my icons, movie marquee, or just marquee, square boxes, and labels. So I am so excited to use this. May is the month where my birthday falls, like right in the middle of May. So I love a good spring kit. I think it's funny, I watch a lot of Australian planners at this point, and they'll talk about how May is autumn, right? And that I love that because like I was born in May and like I have a spring birthday, but like I love autumn. So I love that the month where my birthday falls, if I traveled in the southern hemisphere, would be autumn. Anyway, so that's the kit I'm using. I'm also going to bring in stuff from my recollection sticker book, like I do most months. I think, I have a black May script. Oh cool, I have a gold May script. And I don't have a silver one. I think I also have some rose gold foil months left over as well. Let me see how those will look. Yeah, I have these left over, I think back from when I did my wedding planner because it was undated. That was like 4 years ago at this point. Oh dear. But I do have a May script and I feel like this matches this kit perfectly. I'm not normally a rose gold person. But yeah, I think I might use this instead of the Michaels book. Although then I don't have days of the week that match. I don't know. We'll put down the base of the kit and then we'll decide here. But this might be an option as well since it's a very pinky kit. I honestly forgot that I got a rose gold coil on my planner this year because I thought it went well with the cover. If you haven't seen the cover for my planner, for my Sadie Stickers planner, highly recommend. So yeah, it's kind of like I tune this out after a while, so it's kind of funny that I say I really don't use much rose gold. But every now and then I like it as an accent. I think if I had gotten married in my like early 20s when rose gold was super 20? when rose gold was super trendy, I might have ended up with a rose gold ring. But I got married in my early 30s instead, and yellow gold is definitely more me. So I put that down crooked, but hopefully we won't notice later on. I redate my planner if you're new here. So I'll start this on a Monday. So this will be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So that'll be the first right there. So don't worry about that for now. And then the other thing I like about redating it, besides the fact that it just like better matches the weekly pages then, is that sometimes it makes this type of thing unnecessary. So I can just put down this box and be happy. So yeah, like I mentioned, May is when my birthday falls. It's also the end of the semester because I teach college. So it's a little bit stressy around my birthday, which I don't love, but I was kind of talking about like, I need to figure out ways to like be okay with celebrating my birthday, like maybe like 2 weeks after the fact, because literally like 2 weeks after my birthday, then I'm usually free for like at least 2 months. So it's like I have all the time in the world to do all sorts of cool stuff. I didn't get offered summer classes this year, which is pretty normal for me, unfortunately, from an income perspective. From a time perspective, it is nice to have the time off. I'm not gonna lie. But every now and then I kind of do want to teach summer because then like I don't have to teach as many classes. I don't feel as much pressure to teach as many classes during the school year, but oh well. You get what you get. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull in black days of the week, I guess is what we would call them, from this Michael's Recollections book. And I think I'm gonna put May over here. I want to make sure it like shows up nicely, but regardless, I can put my days of the week down. I seem to have a hard time like always putting these down straight, and I don't really know why that is, but that's okay. I will figure it out. So yeah, I am going to a concert this month. So I get to see Hayley Williams finally. Literally have these tickets for like 6 months. I feel like for bigger artists now, you have to plan so far in advance, which is kind of wild because it's like, I don't know what I'm doing in a year. Do other people? I feel like other than planning my wedding, I never really know. I still really don't know what's going on more than like a few months out. Is that just me? It might just be me. Okay, these are actually going down better than usual, which is nice. So yeah, there's the concert, and then grades will all be due in the weeks following that, and then I think we're gonna go to I have tickets for a baseball game because we have a minor league team here in Sacramento. And they sent me a deal for $10 tickets, and that's about what I'm willing to pay for that. So that's kind of my rule lately, is that when they send me ticket discounts, I will go. So I think we're doing that Memorial Day weekend. And yeah, that's kind of it. Nothing too wild. We'll probably go out to dinner for my birthday one of these weekends. But other than that, like I said, I'm a little bit grouchy because I don't, at the end of the semester, you know, everything's due and everything has to be done on kind of a tight deadline, in my opinion. This doesn't want to come off the page. Come on. It's not fully cut through. That's annoying. Can you please separate from your other sticker? That would be great. I can't even figure out like what the issue with this sticker is right now. No, don't stay. Okay, finally, gosh. I know foil or like clear sticker paper can be a little tricky to cut sometimes, but like, I don't know what that was about. I feel like this will look better here. Yeah, I think so. Like, I love a high contrast moment. I love when things are legible, and that's like really dark right there. So this will pop a lot better Okay, I love that. Great. Now we can get into the actual plans for this month. So I'm filming this on the 4th, so like a couple of things have already happened. So we'll mark those things first, and then we'll get into the other stuff where I'm planning ahead. So on the 1st was a special event on campus. I think I'm going to start with these labels. We did our showcase. I was working on a special project this semester. I think I did this. Yeah, no, I definitely did this time last year as well. So yeah, we created a quote unquote zine of our work, and the campus printed it off. And so other people are going to be able to see what we're up to, what we worked on. I was trying to do a lot of stuff with generative AI this semester, not necessarily using it because I do have ethical reservations about it, but I have come to the realization that I need to be able to know what I'm looking at with student work and potential ways that they're using it where it's not enhancing their learning. So I've been having to play around with certain things to know what I'm even looking at, if that makes sense. So I've been looking for ways to like teach people how to be more critical and thinking through what is being published on the internet, which more and more lately is just AI generated garbage. So that's the angle that I'm taking. I don't know if I have a good icon in this kit for like a showcase or like a special event, so I'll come back to that. I don't love that all of the date squares are the same color in the new iteration of this, but that's okay. And then on Saturday, I had to go over to my parents'. Well, I didn't have to, but I don't know if you can hear that. There's like a squirrel threatening probably another squirrel or a bird or something. I don't know. We have squirrels that run around our fence line, and they are very assertive. Anyway, I didn't have to go over to my parents', but my dad's on a spring cleaning thing, so I went over there and finally cleaned out like probably the last of my stuff in my parents' house. I thought I had gotten everything, but then after going through my old closet, I'm like, oh, there is still a bunch of stuff in here. Fun. So it was actually easier to get rid of stuff than I thought it was going to be. Like there were like 2 whole boxes of papers and stuff that were a lot easier to go through than I initially thought. So that was great. But I basically brought home the rest of the stuff that I wasn't sure whether or not I wanted to throw out. And I still need to go through that. But like I said, I think that's going to be a June problem because I've got enough on my plate right now. Like I wouldn't have done this clean out this day if it was really up to me, but like my dad was working on the house this day, so I went and took care of that. Didn't do anything on Sunday because then I was exhausted, and then I had an appointment this morning, so I'm gonna mark that. I think I'm going to use, I'm just kind of like going in order of the colors on the sheet, and then we'll see where it goes from there. Probably not, I mean, I might get a YouTube video up on this Wednesday, but there was definitely not one ready for this Monday between work and just everything else going on. Like, this is not a priority for me. I feel like a lot of people in the planner community talk a lot about like wanting to do all of these things or wanting to keep up with all of these planners and just feeling so overwhelmed. And not to be super critical of those people, but sometimes I just want to, I want to hold people's hand and be like, you don't have to do everything. You don't. Like, it's impossible. Like, there are only so many hours in a day and so much energy, and you need to make time to rest as well. So when things get overwhelming like that, it's like I go back to basics of like, what do I need to do to pay my bills and to support my household and take care of the people and the animals that live in that household. I go way back to basics this time of year, especially anytime there's finals coming up, especially because it's just not realistic for me to try and do extra stuff. Like, that's how I handle it. I'm not saying that's like always the correct way to handle it. Sometimes you don't really have a choice but to just suck it up and do everything. But when it comes to like hobbies, I do worry about the current attitude towards hobbies, especially with like how monetizable they can be now, of like people feeling like they have to be doing everything all the time. And the truth is you don't. Like you get to decide what you do and don't do. I'm just rambling. I don't know if any of that makes any sense. I have a meeting this day that I participate in from home. I don't like how these are both green though, but I don't know what else I would use for this type of meeting. So we're gonna mark it. I should have used the green. I don't think this is gonna come up. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it. It'll be okay. But anyway, let me know if you know what I mean. Like, I think people in the planner community tend to like want to do all of the things all of the time, and that's great. But sometimes I listen to people getting super overwhelmed over like a hobby, and it's like anytime that I don't want to do this, I simply don't. It's that simple for me because this is not a business. This is purely a hobby for me. So I guess that's why I feel that way. But yeah, I just, anytime it's like I'm dreading it rather than wanting to do it, it's like the first thing that gets cut. And honestly, I think sometime this summer I might take a little bit more of a step back from here. I'll probably still be planning, but I might slow down how caught up I am, or like, I don't know, maybe not film certain things because, or just not publish them right away because I have some other like crafty projects that are never going to get done if I don't like cut something else, because I don't have unlimited free time. I have more free time in the summer than a lot of people, but I don't have unlimited free time. So what I mean, like, I want to do my wedding photo album. It's been almost 3.5 years since we got married and I haven't done that. And I simply just don't have the crafty brain capacity right now to do it. So yeah, I think I might need to cut back on some of this, or how much I commit to editing videos about this for a little bit, just for like, even if it's just like a couple of weeks, just to like hash that out and be done with it, you know? But I haven't fully decided on that just yet, but that might be something that happens. Okay, trying to focus on what I'm doing. This is gonna be a concert countdown, so I need to pull something from my collection for that. This is gonna be for marking. Do I wanna mark that? Now that I think about it. Am I marking last classes? Do I care? Like, I care, but like, do I care enough to put it in the planner? Yeah, well, you know what? The label's already down, so we're gonna do it anyway. Anyway, again, I totally understand why people want to do like all the things. I just worry about people sometimes, I'm gonna be honest. I'm like, you sound like you've got a lot going on, and if you want to have a lot going on, that's great, but also know that like you don't have to do it all. You do not have to do it all. It is okay to dial it back to basics sometimes. And I think I've always said that about like this hobby in particular. Like, I want to be living my life, not necessarily like planning my life. I already have a tendency to like over plan instead of actually live my life. So anytime I get overwhelmed by this, it's like, this is supposed to be fun. This is how I spend my fun money. Like, this should not be overwhelming. Let's see how we're doing on time. Anyway, I've just been yapping on. I feel like when I go back and edit these, they usually make sense, but you never know. This is also, wait a second. No, it's not. How did I've been putting the wrong numbers here. That's cute. So I was like, this is not correct. So that's how I catch this. Okay, I'm gonna take these numbers off camera and I will be right back. Alrighty, now everything is properly dated. Glad I caught that when I did. Hopefully all of those stickers stay down. Okay, so Saturday is the big day. It's the Hayley Williams concert. Very, very excited. I think I'm gonna pull in a full box for that just to give this a nice background. And it's looking like a lot of these days I'm going to go into my sticker collection to figure out what sticker I actually want to use for each of these events. So got a nice background there. And then this will look nice settled against that, a little like concert or movie marquee, whatever you want to call it. And then I'm going to pull in my date dot. Not really sure why I put that so far down now that I think about it. But then I did it for this concert, so I guess it'll work out. So yeah, super excited to see Hayley Williams. It's kind of like midway through the tour at this point, so that's quite exciting. And then Sunday is Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day if you are a mother. And I'm gonna pull in, trying to decide, maybe one of these. I try to use my pattern boxes up first because then if I have leftovers from the kit, like it's just the solid colors. So those are easier to use with other kits than the pattern boxes. We're only like a third of the way through this month, so that's fun. I'm gonna save the balloons for birthdays because we've got my birthday and other birthdays to mark. So I'm gonna use the heart from the kit for Mother's Day. And then, do I want to mark the final exam period this day? I don't know. Yeah, let's mark it. So I'll bring in maybe another one of these. And then I'm gonna have to go into my collection for a lot of like music and school related stickers, I think. No, that's not the correct date. That's the 12th because we redated. It's tricky to remember sometimes when you skip days. But it should be easier to remember moving forward now that I have like the first week fully down. Okay, the 13th is my younger nephew's birthday. So let's use, okay, so what color do I want to use for my birthday? And then we'll pick the other one for his. I like the orange butterflies, so, okay, actually, I need to think about this. So I'm gonna pull in a full box for my birthday because it's my birthday, you know? So then that means I probably won't use a pattern box on this day. Okay, I love when I actually get that straight. It looks so much better when I do that. So then, I guess I could use like this fuchsia box. I am not planning to do anything this day. So there's that. These balloons are like super tiny, so I'm probably gonna pull in a bigger birthday sticker there. If I have any. I don't actually know what I have in my collection as far as birthday stickers go at this point. I think I need to restock, honestly. Okay, so there's that. And then I guess I'll use this like dusty rose color for my nephew's birthday. That's fine, right? It's going to be fun. So put this a little higher because I hope to start getting some videos up again by the time we reach this week. We'll see, but that's the plan anyway. Okay, so we will pull in the balloons for his birthday for sure. Oh, there's cakes too, hold on. I guess I could use the cake and the balloon for mine to like fill up that space. Let's see if that'll work. Sorry if you can hear a bunch of noise in the background. They have been working on, I think, the water main for the last week at this point. So it only like directly impacted us the first day or two because they had to, I guess, shut off the water. I wasn't home when they did that though, and I didn't test to see what happened with that because I guess it could damage the water main if you try to turn on a faucet while they had it turned off. So they've been doing that, but that was only the one day where we maybe didn't have water, and I don't even know if we actually didn't have water. That looks kind of stupid, but oh well. But then all the other days in the past week, the exit to our street has been blocked off when they're working on it. They reopen it when they're not here during the week and during business hours, but yeah, I have to like go around a totally different route to get out of my neighborhood right now, which is it's just like one extra thing to think about. It's really not that big of a deal, but it is one extra thing to think about, and some days like today, it is rather loud. All right, that's my birthday. I don't know if I love how I marked it with the icons, but we're gonna live with it. I have a meeting this Friday, so how do I want to mark that? What color am I on at this point? I guess technically the orange color. Not 100% sure. Yeah, I guess so. So for the meeting, how did I mark this type of stuff? It's just a Zoom meeting, thankfully. So there's that, but it's like an important like planning ahead for next semester situation. I've got the last track to Casey Musgrave's Middle of Nowhere album stuck in my head, and it is like such a sad song. And it's like gloomy today, so it's just like I'm in a very odd mood today. Okay, so for that meeting, okay, actually I'm gonna start making some decisions about stickers. So for marking the last class at one campus, that we're gonna plop that down. For marking the last class at another campus, we're gonna give it a star. I just wanna start like using some of these things. For this planning meeting, let us let's use the, nope, that's the same color as that label. I don't usually like that. Let's just use the little bow. Okay, and then that brings us to this weekend. There is a vinyl sale this Sunday, but I don't know for sure that we're gonna go. I want to go, but I don't know for sure that we're going to. And then I have another appointment this day. So let's see. Pretty sure this appointment is going to happen. I might, actually, I'm not gonna mark that one just yet because I might get off the wait list and have it earlier. The likelihood of that happening at this point is low, but I don't know. I just don't want to waste the sticker, basically. Then this Sunday, we're going to a baseball game. So for that, maybe let's bring in more green. And then I definitely have baseball stickers for this, so we'll do that. This will be the 17 plus 7 is 24, yeah? Okay. I was showing my husband as I was cleaning out my old closet all of these like math tests. There was like the one I threw out most of them, but the one I saved was like from 2nd grade and I got 100 on it. And I was like, see, I could do math at some point. If you're new here, I'm an English professor. Historically, have been pretty bad at advanced mathematics. I can get an A in a class when I actually like study it and commit to it. However, I immediately forget all of that information like 2 weeks later. So that's me. I'm gonna white out this because we don't need this line here anymore. And then we are getting to the end, folks. Cool. So that's gonna be Memorial Day. I don't know what we're gonna do that day, if anything. So I'm just gonna leave that alone. And then this will be the 30th, and that'll be another concert countdown, which is very exciting. So for that one, now I'm just kind of guessing. The first couple of weeks were easy because like you just like went in order, and now it's like, uh-oh, what color should I use? We might end up having plans this day, so I'll put this a little higher. Do you like my inconsistency of like when I do and don't use the tweezers? I don't have nails on right now, so it's a little bit easier to not need them. But I don't know, I struggle with using the tweezers sometimes, unless it's like really obvious that I can't grip what I'm doing. Anyway. Okay, so I think that's everything that I know so far. Obviously, I'm gonna have to go into my character sticker collection and find things to illustrate each of these things. I don't know how much reading I'm gonna do in May. So I'm not gonna set that up, the sidebar, just yet. So yeah, let me go into my collection. Let me show you what's left of the kit first so I don't forget, and then I'm gonna go into my collection and find relevant stickers for all of this stuff. Okay, so I have the deco and the remaining dates, of course. There's a ton left on this page. I might pull in some more of these things as I go through my character sticker collection. I still have 2 pattern boxes and a few pattern labels, and then I only get paid once a month, so I don't use all of those. I do have a couple of patterns here and a couple of like third boxes. So let me go find a bunch of stuff to fill in the blanks here. I love how this week is like, or these 2 weeks are like totally blank. All right, so I've pulled some things for the other stuff that I did not mark yet. So for the end of the semester showcase, just have this cute backpack Molly from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. For both of the concert countdowns, I picked this little drummer from Sweet Ava's paper. So that's for that one. For Hayley Williams, I pulled this cute concert kitty from Sweet Ava's paper. These are all old Sweet Ava's paper clearance stickers though, so probably can't get these exact ones. Sorry about that. And then for the final exam period, this is a picture of me this time of year with a very overwhelming to-do list. It is always nice when I get to the end of that and I can close Canvas and it says, you don't have anything left to grade. It's like, thank you. So this is also from Itty Bitty Sticker Co. Is there any chance I'm gonna use this space to mark anything? Probably not, so I can overlap a little bit. Those are my famous last words. Watch me need that space later. But yeah, she's overwhelmed by her to-do list because so am I. For baseball, I have this really old sticker from Vintage Lilac Paper who is no longer open. Put that on a little sideways, but that's fine. And then for the other concert countdown, again, we have the little drummer cat, or however that song goes. That's a Christmas song, so whatever. But okay. So I'm gonna take a second look at my plum paper to see if there's anything else I want to mark at this stage. Alrighty, no. So I'm gonna go ahead and write everything in, and then we will say our goodbyes. Alrighty, so that's everything I know so far. Obviously, as I mentioned, as I was going through this, there's other things that I'll probably end up marking. I just don't know for sure that they're happening on those particular days. So yeah, that's all I know so far. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you're up to in May, and I will talk to you in my next one. Bye.